Space Engineers. I have taken our little explorer craft that I had created in the previous episode, and I have flown around 111 kilometers to the surface of this Earth. I am 644 meters off the ground, and I'm around 2 kilometers away from the trading station that we will be spending most of our time going over. So I will specifically be going over contracts and the shop block, as well as do a little bit of overview on the factions. This particular faction is CLCO, and the dome that they have over this is a safe zone that in single player is not that effective if you build it yourself. In multiplayer, it allows you to pretty much dictate exactly how much PvP you can have in this particular dome area. The drawback to creating a safe zone is that it does require a consumable that you can only buy in one of these trading areas. So let's go here and fly down to this dock. And we're going to turn on our bottom camera. Kinda come over here and dock. There we go. We will be unlocked in 15 minutes. So, if I look at the control panel, we do not have actual access to the station. Whoop, whoop. Okay, well, we're about to leave. Okay, well, anyway, I do need to set up some guardrails. I may have to talk to a representative. Unfortunately, this is just an automated system, as there seems to be no other life than me around this solar system. I do not have access at all to the station because I am not a member of this station's faction. And while we are on Earth, I am getting from my suit that I have low oxygen, but it's still breathable. I'll take off my helmet. And while this place is pressurized, it is not necessary to be pressurized. We have a few places. Oh, it looks like they automatically close the doors on us. So, let us take a look here. Here is the store block. I will get back to that soon. Let us go. We have a little bit of a current time. It's pretty neat. We have the contract block there. Go down here. We have a vending machine. Unfortunately, you need DLC to build one of these. They are not always necessary. And over here, let's go in here and look. We have a bed and some lockers and stuff. Pretty much just cosmetic stuff. We have an ATM down here, and access is denied to us. So probably all the goodies are down there. Anyway, let us make our way up. Here's another station and stuff. Up. I must have turned around. I am in the bathroom. Okay. Ladder going up to the observation deck. It is very nicely made. So here's a little bit of a kitchen mess area, but we are interested in the contracts. So, contract block you can build on a large grid, and it doles out contracts. So, let's click on it and find out what contracts we got. So we have available contracts and accepted contracts. I don't have any contracts accepted, so we have a search contract. We have acquisition contract. And a hauling contract, and apparently that seems to be all of the ones we have here. We also have a bounty, an escort, and a repair contract, but it looks like they're not on this one. These are randomized as much as I can think of. So if you come back, you may be able to find some of the other contracts, or it may be based on the faction that you've gone to. I don't really know. But anyway, I selected a search contract. Now on this search contract, you will see the amount of money that you will get the space credits for successfully completing this mission. The reputation reward, this increases the reputation you have with this particular faction. Fail reputation penalty means if you fail the contract, you will lose that many reputation points with the faction. And here is the duration, the amount of time you have to complete the contract. And this, being a search contract, says we will give you a GPS coordinate, fly to it, and what you're looking for is about 750 meters away from it in a kind of that kind of radius. And so there's a little extra stuff here. A fast vehicle, keen eye is recommended. The last time I used this, it was sort of the keep out for a blinking light and something in the area. And when you find it, you will get around 30,000 credits there for that. Now, the acquisition contract. There is no time limit. It will pay you 214,197 space credits for it. They'll give you 4 reputation points for it. And what they're looking for is 184 cobalt ingots. So essentially, you refine cobalt, you bring that cobalt to them, and you'll get paid. So these are nice if you have a good assembler and refinery stuff set up. You can mine the cobalt, or maybe you have some extra lying around that you aren't using. So you can do this. It does tell you the amount of volume, so you can make sure that whatever transport you are using to transport this to the station will be enough. Since we have another acquisition, this one requires 45 oxygen bottles. So set your assembler to building oxygen bottles, and if you have enough, then you will get about 119,110 space credits and get 4 reputation points. And down here is the hauling contract. This one is a payment of 329,322 space credits. You get 25 reputation. Failing gets you 10. You have to give them 57,410 credits of your own money before you can take this job. It tells you the distance that you need to go with this haul and the duration. So if you have, say, a jump capable ship, this should be quite easy. Otherwise, I would say, since it took me about 20 minutes to get here from about 112 kilometers away, this will take you a pretty long time if you're just going by impulse or ion thrusters or whatever. So the thing it doesn't show is what you will be hauling or how much. So I'm not really sure if that's a problem that you're going to have, but it is the most reputation and looks like one of the highest paying contracts. Though you have this acquisition, which mine a bunch of platinum, refine it, and you will get over about 5.6 million space credits and a reputation reward. Platinum, of course, is only found in space, and as this is a planet-bound station, I can see how they may want to make sure that they can get more and will pay a bunch for it. Essentially, you can take one of these contracts, you have this much time to do it in, or if you have an acquisition, you can just leave it around. I'm not going to take any of these contracts because it does take me 20 minutes to get here from my station, and I'd rather find a station that is closer. Now, it did talk about reputation, so let's go into our little control panel stuff here and go to factions. Now, I have not created my own faction yet, but if you want to create a new faction, you go create, and like this, you put in the tag, the name, public info, private info, and you can go in here and make your own little logo from all the different stuff they have. Now, these, you need the economy DLC in order to unlock them, and I have not purchased the economy DLC. The other things about this, first we have the space pirates. They are hostile with us, unable to interact with them, and they will attack on sight. So these will come up as red targets in your HUD. These are the space spiders, which are the Great Tarantula is the founder. Again, a hostile. The rest of these are white, which means they are neutral to us. Now, we are able to interact with them in neutral relations. If I increase the reputation over 500 points, I get into the friendly. And it looks like here I would get no discount and no sell bonus, but we could get up to 10%, so possibly the more reputation we have with this group, the better we are. The better we are at buying this kind of stuff. And we can add an NPC identity to this faction. Faction will not cease to exist when the last player leaves. Available in scenario edit mode only. So if you're going to make scenarios with factions in it, you can make others. Now these I have found basically because one of their cargo ships has made it close to the station. I have picked up their signal. However, there are 3 factions that I have not discovered in the game yet. So essentially, if you want to do some rep grinding, you can go into the contract. You can also make some money. And with that money, and money that you pick up and start with, let's just close the door out of courtesy, you can go into their store. So, this is the store block. You can build a store block on your station, and if you're in a multiplayer server, you can set up shop and allow other factions and other players to come to your store and buy stuff from you. Or you can set it up that you can have them collect stuff for you and sell it back. So let's go into the store now and see what it is. So, in buying, we have an enhanced grinder, we have a rapid fire rifle, we have construction components, interior plates, explosives, welder, large steel tubes. We do have data pads, which is nice. We also can buy hydrogen and oxygen, not ice. This is the stuff that we would fill in our tanks. We can get personal ammo. We can get med kits, hydrogen bottle. We can get ammo for turrets and ships. We can also get the zone chip. The zone chip is the chip needed to run a safe zone generator. Safe zone generator will go through these chips 1 every hour. So with the current amount that they have, we could have a safe zone for 19 hours. Which, if it's 24/7 multiplayer server, you'll need to get a lot of them and you'll need to acquire a lot of credits. Which means you'll be doing a bunch of trading and contracts for the various different places, and there's some medical components. So, I have an account balance of 10,000 credits. I can deposit credits, I can withdraw credits, and this is my inventory. And we can see here that because I have connected to the station, which I can only connect for 15 minutes at a time, this is my cargo container, this is my oxygen tank, and this is my hydrogen tank. So I can buy hydrogen and fill this tank up with hydrogen, allowing me a quick refuel spot if I need to. But before we go and do that, one thing before we do that, let's go to sell, and this is what they would like to have. So if we have any of this in our inventory, we can sell it. Here is the price per unit. Here is the amount they're willing to buy. So, if we had superconductors, 63 of them, we get 5,726. Uranium is they'll buy it for more, but they need less of it. Uranium and platinum are two things you're going to find in space, but not on the planet, so that is understandable. And you have power cells and solar cells and magnesium power for weapons, and gravity components is the most they're willing to give. So if we went to our station and we told our assembler, make 11 gravity components, or we had some of these lying around for some reason, we could bring them back here and sell them for 51,473 credits a piece and make some more money, which we would then be able to buy things for it. Now these reds are their discount, and I believe this is randomly on a timer, so the next time I come here I may not have the same discount. And this doesn't take into account that if I put more, if I do contracts for them and increase the reputation, that I might be able to get stuff for a deal and sell stuff for a profit. So before we start buying stuff, we are going to go back to our ship, and I'm going to access the medium cargo container because I have found 7,399 space credits in a few different things that unknown signals that I've looked at, and I want to deposit them in my account balance. At the same time, I had picked up power kits and med kits. These you can buy in the store. You can't create them yourself. A power kit gives your suit more energy and is consumable, and the med kit gives you more health up to the maximum. So if you are in a firefight or find yourself in a survival situation, then you can increase your power without having to go back to your station or cockpit. And in a combat situation where you are wounded, you can take cover and hopefully get some med kits in you to keep the fight going. So let's go back to the store. Now, with 733, I'm going to put that number in here and get rid of the last 0. Then I'm going to say deposit. It's going to get out of my inventory, and now it's in my account balance. If it's in your account balance, if you die, it stays there forever. If you have it just in your inventory and you die, then you will have to find it, and somebody else might be able to steal it. So what I want is a data pad, and I'm going to take one. I'm going to buy the data pad right there, and I'm going to see if the rumors are true. So, yes. This gives me an GPS coordinate for an RDSR faction station. So, I'm going to create another GPS marker. And I'm going to go out and see here. That's my station. That's my beacon. I probably have to select it here. Yep, show in HUD. So this station is 5,715 kilometers away from me at the moment. And since my station is a lot closer, it will take me a lot of time. I will need a jump-capable ship probably, or a few hours. So while I'm in here, I am going to buy myself 5 more data pads for 620 credits. Each data pad that you buy in the store should give you coordinates to another trading station. That one was that one. Okay, this one's an RDSR as well. We'll create a GPS marker for that. We have a TFSR station. We have a CLCO station, just like this one. Another RDSR station. I am right-clicking to read, by the way. And a DVPR station. So, with all those, we're going to go into our GPS, and we are going to look here. And I'm just going to show every one of these in the HUD. And kind of get an idea of where we are. So that station has 2 signals, so it's the same station. We also got 2 signals, an RDSR station and a TFSR station at 1,911 kilometers away from us. Let's see, we have that station. Underneath us, about 9,700 kilometers away, we have a DVPR station. So those are the stations that we have so far. And essentially, go back in the store. Since we have bought 5, let's just get all the data pads. Because I am wanting to find out if we have a station a lot closer to where I have set up my station. So that's where we stopped. MTMA station. I'll just put all the GPS markers here before we leave. Mostly because I haven't found anything in the store that I'm really willing to spend a lot of money on. Okay, we'll do that. We'll put it in the GPS system. Some of these might be changes. So there's our station. Underneath us we have those that is our station that we have. That one is 113 kilometers away. So about 200 and some. That's possibly on the other side of the world. This could also be 30 kilometers that way is the TFIN station. So we may want to just take some time to go over there as we're just flying along that. It looks like there are 3 stations close together at about 1,800 meters. And that, yep. So while we are here, we're gonna go to that station next. Now that we have landed on this station, and I took my time and decided to cut the video so we are not being bored by me flying majestically over a mountainous area. This station looks a lot more compact than the other ones did. we have a ladder going down to the surface, which I'm not going to worry about right now. Primarily because I've heard that there are wolves in the area. I don't know if they're in the mountains or if they can get past the safe zone, but I'd rather be armed before making my way down there. I will be placing a base here in later videos, but right now I just want to come out here and see what we can see. So we're escaping stuff. Here's a person who can look after us. There's a little thing that allows us to be equipped before going out of the station. And here we are in the station. Up there looks like it's observation. Restroom. Looks like a mess. And access is denied. So they're looking for... So if this place was manned, then somebody be over here taking care of our food as well as keeping track of who comes in here and not. And it looks like they might be able to have access to a gun or so. Over here we have some chairs and some benches and stuff. So we also have a store and contracts. I'm not really interested in contracts right now. Let's go to the store. In the store, the data pads here have a 7.1% discount. So if I wanted to buy some more data pads to get some more stuff, here is the place to do it. Now, they also have med kits, zone chips. They have 32 of them here. That's about it. They don't have any of the power stuff here. But what they do sell here is ships. For poor 4.8 million, you can get a TT-420 freighter. A Civic Hauler will cost you about 191,778 credits. You could get a miner, which gives you a little bit of a picture of it. Looks like it's an atmospheric. Yep. And gives you a little bit of stuff to see exactly what you get. These look. This one has a large cargo container, hydrogen propulsion. So this one would be one that you could take out into space from a planet. Here's looks like a combat ship. 2 Gatling guns, 2 rocket launchers, and a downward Gatling turret. This one looks like it's solar powered, single Gatling gun and camera, so you can look at various different places for that one. This one seems to be has some mining stuff on it. So yeah, you can buy all kinds of stuff. They also have some vehicles. So if you find one of these places pretty quickly and you have the credits or want to grind rep and make some credits with the contracts, then you can get a vehicle or a ship to augment your fleet, and you don't have to spend all your time building them. And it looks like the most expensive one here is almost 20 million credits for a bulk freighter that looks like you can put a lot of stuff into it. But right now, I am more interested in their data pads. So I will buy it for 1,365 credits. I have more than enough to do that. So I'm gonna buy it. Now, looking at these prices, I may, if I would like to have, say, a sapper, which it's great for starting mining, or maybe something like a TT-15 freighter. Instead of building them, I can go out here, get the credits, and come back and get some of that stuff. But right now, I am not going to look at those data pads. I am going to leave the planet and get back to my own station, which is right there at 130 kilometers up. Now, the whole reason why we have a hydrogen tank is so that we can make our way back up. Atmospheric thrusters work well in atmosphere, but when you get to a certain distance up, they stop working. And I don't know if that is based on the particular surface you have or sea level. They kind of started turning on when I made planetfall at about 10,000 kilometers, or 10 kilometers off the surface of the planet. But then again, they weren't doing a lot until they were around 6 kilometers off. So I'm going to be using a hydrogen thruster. And in my toolbar on 4 and 5, I have a thrust override, which I'm going to be using because not only do you have to worry about taking care of getting more thrust than the gravity pushing you down, but you have that 100 meters a second. And if you try to accelerate past that, you're just wasting your fuel. So, I'm going to disconnect, and then I'm going to make my way up. And I'm going to turn on my hydrogen thruster right now. Hydrogen thrusters do use a little bit of hydrogen fuel if you have them turned on, but not enough for me to really worry about it because I'm pretty sure I'll have enough. I just hope that a large thruster will be enough to get me into space. But as I was saying before, I'm starting to go down already at about 4,000, which means that the gravity is pushing my ship down at a larger force than my atmospheric thrusters. And so I am decelerating even though I'm going up. So I'm actually going to turn myself up and hope there my thruster in the back has kicked in and I'm speeding up. Turning off my atmospheric thrusters because they are no longer necessary. Oh, wait. I better keep them on. I'm also going to turn on my ion thrusters because I'll be needing those. And then the next thing I'm going to do is bring my override up to max. Now, as far as I'm going up, okay, there we go. As I'm going up, my planetary gravity is going down. And essentially, I am just wasting fuel because I can't go over 99.9 meters a second. So I'm going to turn off my atmospheric thrusters to conserve some power. And then I'm going to put my thruster override down. And I'm going to keep on putting it down until I start decelerating. Dampeners off. Sometimes the dampeners will try to push you off. Now I'm decelerating. I'm still going up, but I'm going up slower. However, as gravity goes down, I don't need as much thrust. And so, now that I'm at max, I'm just wasting fuel. So I'm thrusting, I'm conserving fuel by not thrusting as fast. And as long as I stay below the 100 meters a second, but I have to make sure that I am also accelerating forward and up. Now I can, and that it looks like it is straight up. And I am decelerating at the moment. And you really have to get this going. If I put more thrusters on it, it will go faster. But the whole thing is, I'm at 77% of fuel left. And if I run out of fuel before I'm out of this gravity, then I'm pretty much stuck here. So, thrust override is essentially to keep yourself from hitting that 100-meter barrier and just wasting stuff. And you really have to keep track of if you're increasing the amount of altitude or decreasing, because your acceleration on your HUD really only tells you how fast you're going. It doesn't tell you what direction you're going in. Now that slowing down, it means at about 2.4 Gs, 72 kilonewtons of thrust seems to be enough to break out, so I'm going to reduce it some more, and that's going to reduce my acceleration some more. I'm still accelerating up, I'm still going up, just my speed is being reduced. And once planetary gravity reaches 0, I can use my ion thrusters. And at that point, I'm pretty much just going to shut off this video, and the next video that we see will be me on the station. And I think we will get into designing a combat ship. So right now I am going to allow it to accelerate because I want to leave the planet as quickly as I can. We're already at 72%. So using a hydrogen thruster would be considered a gas guzzler. And again, I don't recommend you making a ship exclusively using it. I'm also checking around. I'm making sure I don't see any red blips appear because I do not have any armor or turrets on this. And it would be bad if I ended up just getting shot up by some pirates. Okay, we are close to 100, so I'm going to decelerate again because we are almost at 1. We are at 0.1 Gs. And right now we don't need that much thrust to keep us going up. Obviously, if you have more weight on your ship, you need more thrust. And I see a space pirate thing at 17 kilometers from my position. That might be bad. I'm at 0.07 Gs, so we might be able to. So I don't think I have to fly all the way out to that particular place, but I do have to make sure to keep a track of it. Right now my thruster is disabled. My thrust override is disabled, so I'm just kind of cruising, and I am still decelerating. I'm going to add some acceleration just so we can get out of this gravity quicker. Keep in mind at making sure. Yep, right now it's a drone facility, which means drones can be sent out over there. There may be another one, but that might also be actually a ship. And yes, combat won't come quick enough for me to actually come out and start attacking some of these places. Now that I've been not paying attention, we are done with gravity. So I'm just gonna let myself slow down. Make sure my thrust override is disabled. Now I am going to flip over and look at the planet, and then my hydrogen thruster will use some of its fuel to decelerate me. Once I am at 0, I will start looking for my outpost. there's my station. It is not within the... I don't have to go past Space Pirate Station, and I don't think I've gotten close enough. I don't think I'll get close enough to them for them to send a drone out. If I do, I'll be basically having a drone follow me back to my station, and we might have to figure out if my turrets are working correctly or not. But me going at maximum speed, a drone is not going to catch up to me. He will just keep at my... So, with this possible tense moment, which I don't think I'm going to get close enough to it for them to send drones out, I am going to let you go, and I will see you again when we start designing combat ships. So, this is me signing off.